Okay. Share. Okay. Sorry about that. I had too many desktops up. Okay, we are welcoming you, the class of 2024, to your sophomore enrollment presentation. The dates are as follows. So today, A day, tomorrow, B day for your classes to get the information. We are offering a lot of enrollment help this year. In the past, we took kids one by one as people needed, but knowing that this is being presented in a virtual way and this is new for everyone, us too, we just wanted to be really available to you for help. So January 19th, next Tuesday, through the 29th, the following Friday, we will be available in the hallway every day, 5th hour, to help you with enrollment help. In addition, you will, and there's a link in your, all of this is in your Canvas, okay? In addition, we are going to offer our 4 times, Tuesday and Thursday sessions from 3:30 to 5:30. There's a Zoom link. So kind of just like this, but you would pop in one at a time and we would help you and your parents with enrollment help. And then lastly, there is a Saturday session. I think it's 9 to 11 on the 29th. In order for you to, if you would like to pop in on a Saturday and that's easier for your family. Okay. Then when we come back, we will be there and we will actually help you put the classes into PowerSchool. And then any last minute advisement help, we will be there for that as well. Okay. So you have some time, at least 2 full weeks. Some of you will have more to make these choices. Before we get started, the best people to help you pick classes, especially core, are your teachers. Okay. We don't have enrollment form signatures this year as we did last year because we don't have paper forms. And so please work with your teacher on what level is right for you. We want your classes to be as challenging as they need to be. Okay. So we are going to check out the Liberty North enrollment website for a second so I can show you a few things. Okay, I'm in the counseling tab under enrollment. So this right here is a link to the course catalog. We're going to go through this in depth in a little bit. And this is going to give us a lot of information on courses, when they're offered, how much credit they're worth, things like that. In addition, on the right, it's really important for any of you that are interested in any of these classes, you must apply. Okay, so broadcasting, newspaper, yearbook, all the applications are linked over here. You can't just pick these, you have to apply. If you apply, please feel free to put them on your enrollment form and we can just change it later if we need to. And then this is just reminding you that we have 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, all of your canvases turned on for our class so that you have all the information you need. In a little while, I'm going to talk about the EDGE program. It's a brand new program for high school students to take advantage of. If you would like to view the PowerPoint presentation and get more in-depth information, please click on this EDGE link. Off-campus opportunities. There's really not a lot for sophomores to do yet, okay? But it might be awesome for you and your family as you're planning on where you want to end up with high school experiences. You might want to check these out and see if there's anything that you are interested in doing as you become older, so that now we are planning to take the classes or get the graduation requirements out of the way that you might need. Okay? So don't forget, this is where we're going to find those applications and then additional information to help support your choices. Okay, next is, and I'm briefly going to go over some of this and then I'm going to go to the link and go into it more. So Liberty Public Schools has a website where everything that you would need to know from the district standpoint about enrollment is all in the same place, okay? So obviously, what are the high school contact information, counseling department phone numbers, things like that, that's generic. The graduation requirements, we are going to go over that in just a second. There's a common university admissions link that we are not going to go into. It's just showing you the different schools have different admission requirements. And so you might want to start looking at, like, what does MU need? I really want to go there. So what do I need in order to apply to get in? Things like that. So that way, when you're planning out the rest of high school, you're planning to get to your goals and where you want to go. So early college is a really awesome opportunity for students junior and senior year or just 1 year. in order for you to go ahead and get some college credits out of the way. Ultimately, it is possible for you to graduate high school with a high school diploma and an associate's degree, which is a 2-year degree from Maple Woods, all at the same time. So if you would like to get a big jump start for free on college classes and your trajectory for finishing your degree, this might be awesome for you. So check out that link. The college and career resources and the career pathways, these are great things to look at if you are unsure about what you want to quote unquote be when you grow up. So a lot of kids, and don't get me wrong, I totally get it, struggle with that. And sometimes it's just lack of exposure. They don't know what they like yet. And so in order for you to kind of check these things out, there's links in there for the different pathways. It might narrow down what you want to do. It also might narrow down what you don't want to do. And that's just as important when you're figuring out your career. I am going to go more in detail about the difference between advanced placement and dual credit. A+, you should probably know what that is. We talked about it last year quite in depth during your enrollment process. A lot of you, I remember I handed out forms and you turned them in, some of you. All of that information is linked on the Liberty North homepage, not in the counseling tab, just the main page. There's an A+ link, so you can read all about all of A+, or you can click the link right here. I am going to talk about athletic and activity eligibility, and then we're absolutely going to go in depth in the course catalog. So, okay, this is that link that takes you to all things Liberty Public Schools enrollment. This is these were the tabs I was just looking at, or the list I was just looking at. So the first thing is graduation requirements, okay? In order for you to graduate from Liberty Public Schools, you need 25.5 credits. We talked about this last year. This is usually the kind of a fun part when we do our presentations face-to-face, because then we like quiz you. Like, how do you get a credit? How much is a class that's all year long? How many credits is that worth? So I'm just assuming that you remember year-long classes are 1 credit, semester classes are half a credit. So it shows you the breakdown of what we need in order to graduate from Liberty Public Schools, okay? The other column is just trying to show you that there are different requirements, like we talked about a minute ago, for different universities. Okay, so for example, in this chart, if you clicked on this link, you would see that MU needs 4 years of math and 4 credits of math, and we only have to have 3 credits of math. Okay. So the other thing too to note, and you know this, is that some schools need 2 years of foreign language for you to get in. So just make sure you're looking at all of this data and information before you decide, or as you're deciding. So the college and career resources and career pathways I mentioned a minute ago, great places to go check it out. Okay, advanced placement. This is a way for you to earn college credit for any of these courses you see in this block. How it works is you take the class, you take a test in May. It only costs about $90. And if you get a certain score on the test, then you qualify to get the college credit. So it's the cheapest way to get college credit if you're okay with taking a test at the end of the class. Okay, it's a make or break. So you could pay the $90 and you got the scale, or the scores are 1 to 5. So if you took the test and you got a 1, you would have lost the $90. You get no credit. Okay, most kids in our school are very well prepared for AP tests, so please don't be afraid of that. The difference is, okay, so I'm going to take the class, I'm going to take a test at the end. If I score high enough, depending on what score my college needs me to get, I will get credit. Dual credit is, any of these classes, I'm going to take the class, okay? I'm going to take the class all year long, and whatever grade that I get here at North is my grade in the class, and then I will have college credit for that class. Okay, college algebra is a pretty common one seniors do, for example. The cost is more than just the $90 to take the test, but it's definitely cheaper than paying for a class in college when you're actually enrolled in college. Okay, A+ I talked about. You can go dive into that if you want. All right. If you are someone who needs to be eligible for the MISHA rules, that means you're an athlete or you compete in something, debate, choir, orchestra, any of that stuff, then you have to be eligible. So you must pass 6 of 7 classes the semester before your participation and be enrolled in 6 credits at least the semester of your participation in order to be eligible. Underclassmen, this is easy to for most of the time to figure out if you're eligible or not. It's truly just based on if you flunked a class or not. Okay, because most underclassmen are enrolled in 7 classes. Where it gets tricky is when you get older and you don't need as many. You just have to make sure you maintain eligibility every semester. If you have any questions about that, make sure you reach out and see us. So then if you want to play sports at the college level, so it's the NAIA level, NAIA, schools like Baker, Benedictine, Central Methodist, Mo Valley. Then the NCAA has 2 different levels, as you know, the D1 and the D2 level. You must maintain eligibility throughout high school in order for you to be someone who can be recruited for scholarship or recruited. Okay, so read about that information if you want to play college sports. Okay, lastly is the course catalog. Okay, you can get to the course catalog from this page. It's also linked on the Liberty North Counseling, the enrollment tab. And when you get inside of it, it looks like this. Okay, let me clear all the fields where I was showing them for last hour. Okay, because you're going to be a sophomore, we used this last year. So hopefully when you see this right now, you're like, oh yeah, I remember. The biggest thing first is change eligible grade, right, to sophomore. You don't want to look up classes that you can't take. Next, if you are going to be a face-to-face kid, leave this alone. If you're going to be a virtual kid, next year, change location to this LHS, LNHS, and virtual high school, because those are the classes, the only ones that are located at the virtual school. So after whatever I change up here, then I hit search. So right this minute, we're just looking at classes that are for virtual school kids and 10th graders, all of them. Okay. So let's go just take this off now. If I hit search right now, I would see every single class in all of school that is for 10th graders. That's a big list, but go ahead and do that if you want. And inside your Canvas is an actual Google Sheet of courses, like in a list, if you like that version better than looking it up in this search tool. Okay. So cores are easy. Most of you already have that figured out in like 10 seconds. You know what you're taking next year for core. It's when you're trying to figure out like, what am I going to take for like practical art? Or I need to do an art class because I am not a kid who's going to do any kind of performance for my fine art. So let me show you some of that. All right. Let's go department and let's go to visual art. And I show this one because it's kind of tricky. Visual art is art. Okay. I want to know what art classes 10th graders can take because I'm going to go ahead and get my fine art credit out of the way if I already have not done it. Here are the choices. Let's look at these columns. The name of the course. This you don't need to know. This doesn't matter. This matters. Is it a Liberty North class or is it a virtual school class or is it both? Okay. What kind of credit is it? Well, we looked up fine art. It's a fine arts because we know it's an art class. Okay. Here is prerequisites. Well, I obviously probably have to have level 1 if I'm going to take level 2. So that's clear. All of these classes are year long because they're all 1 credit. Okay. If I don't know what I do, what is graphic design? I'm going to click on course detail and I'm going to read about it. And then I'm going to say yeah, I like that. Or no, I'm not sure I like that. Okay. That is how you would look at visual arts. Let's go to credit type. Let me turn this off. And let's say I need a half a credit of practical art still, but I don't know what practical arts classes sophomores can take. So practical art, 10th grade, search. Here's all the courses, which is a ton. So make sure you pay attention to location. Some classes are only Liberty High School. Some classes are only Liberty North. We house almost all the upper level cooking, for example. Liberty High School houses like upper level cybersecurity classes, computer classes. We just all kind of have our own niche. Again, course detail is just description of the classes. The credit hours is important so you know how much credit you're getting. Okay. Maybe I want to know another one that a lot of kids, especially sophomores, want as you're planning out. It's like, what sciences? 10th grade science. What are the choices? Okay, so here's the list. Make sure you look at what is called a prerequisite. What do I have to have before I do it? And then talk to your teachers to help advise you on what class is correct for you. Okay? Okay, let's go back to here. Okay, I talked about these special application classes. Remember, those are on the counseling tab or counseling page on the enrollment tab if you would like to apply for any of these. The Edge Micro School is something brand new for next year. Edge Micro School, Edge stands for Empowering Discovery of the Global Experience, okay? It's students that might be interested in global issues, hunger, humanitarianism, maybe homelessness. So any kids can take it, 9 through 12. It takes up 5 class periods. It's kind of like an NNBD, okay? You're working on all of your core classes all at one time through projects and through groups. The class is only at Liberty High School, okay? It's called a micro school. It's like a school within a school. We will shuttle you over there, though, so don't worry. You don't have to drive. There is an interest form for you to fill out. It's located through that Edge presentation that's linked on our page. And there's an interest night Zoom coming up on the 19th. If you're interested, information is also in that presentation. Okay, in Power School. So now we're going to talk about, I don't even know what I still need, right? I took 7 classes this year. I don't even know what they counted for. I don't know what I need. So in your Power School, under class registration, you then are going to see this thing that says View Graduation Progress. Okay. The kid on the screen right now is a current sophomore, a grade older than you. How you read this is dark green means completed. Light green means enrolled. White means still need. Okay? So obviously, if it's a sophomore, they've completed ELA 9, 1 credit of English is done. They're enrolled in ELA 10. If they pass it, 2 credits of English are done. We know we need 4 credits of English to graduate. And so right here, you know you need 2 more. Okay? Next is math. The student has taken 1 credit of math, and actually the student has taken 2 credits of math, so probably 1 was in middle school. And the student is enrolled in 1 credit of math here. So after this year, this student is done with math. That whole bar will be dark green. Okay, history, very similar. Science, you can tell, right? Completed a credit, enrolled in a credit, need 1 more. Same for history, completed, enrolled, need gov. Fine art complete, health complete. This child needs half a credit of practical art and half a credit of personal finance, right? They still need half a credit of PE. And then electives. Let's review, how do you get the electives column filled up? So anything that you take that's above and beyond the cap for that credit amount, right? So if I only need 1 fine art, but I love art, and I'm going to take it every year. Every year you take an art class above the 1 required, all of those fall into the elective. It's like a bank you're filling up. Okay. Maybe what you don't see on here is international language. It's not a category that we need in order for you to graduate. Any courses you take in that category, they all go into elective. Okay, so I hope that helps you figure out how do you fill that up. Summer school is tentatively the month of June. Applications will be available February and March. Probably tentatively plan that it's online. We, again, like I said, are going to offer these Zoom links in order for you to be able to get more help during lunch and then in the evenings and weekend. Okay, in a minute, we're going to talk about your enrollment form. Okay, so here are the musts. You got to put your name and date at the top. You have to tell us if you're going to be face-to-face or virtual. You have to click or type in the courses and typing in the alternates that match. What that means is I'm going to make sure that the course that I pick, if I don't get it, that's called my alternate. I'm okay with taking that class, and however much credit the first class is worth, the second class has to be worth. So if I pick a year-long intro to woodworking class 1.0 credit, my alternate also needs to be a 1.0 credit, maybe graphic design. It could be anything that's 1 credit. The total on the form will be 7 credits, and the form's pretty awesome this year. Ms. Combs made this amazing form where it has drop downs and it has a calculator to tell you how many credits you have on the form. It's pretty sweet. You're then going to check at the bottom that you understand that you have to be MISHA eligible and NCAA eligible in order to participate. And then, like I said, we're not doing teacher signatures. Please talk to your teachers about course selection. Okay, we're going to go to your form. So let me get out of here and let's go into your Canvas. Okay, you're not a 9th grader. I know this is confusing. When you're looking at this, you need to go to 10th grade, enrollment 10th grade. You're not a virtual kid, or you might be. If you want to know about virtual information, go here. But most of you are probably enrollment 10th grade. So the course catalog that we were just playing with, this thing, that's the first thing you'll see in your Canvas. Then the enrollment form. Then this PowerPoint is listed, not with the editing, nope. Editorializing, commenting that I'm doing. Sorry, words are hard. Then the Zoom link help flyer, so you know when we are available, and then if you're interested in Edge. Okay, I'm going to show you the form and talk you through this. Okay, this is what it looks like. Okay, so you're going to type in your name, your date of birth. This drop down shows if you're virtual or face-to-face. Cores for sophomores is pretty easy, right? So which one of the English classes do you want? Which one of the math? You'll know what you're ready for because of what you're in now. Here's the science choices. Social studies. Foreign language, what are you ready for? Or you can start one. And then electives. In the electives, you're typing things in, okay? So let me just do one for an example. ELA 10, I'm gonna do Algebra 2, I'm gonna do Honors Chem, maybe some AP World. How about a Chinese 2? Okay, so I have picked 4 credits. I have to tell this one that Chinese 2 is 1 credit. Do you see how my total at the bottom is now 5? I know that I need 2 more credits to graduate. You do not need an alternate for classes like Chinese 2, okay? You don't even really need an alternate for AP World or World either. So there should be a line there. Okay, so electives. I am going to choose, I haven't done my fine art, so I'm gonna do observational drawing. And I know that's 1 credit because I looked in that course book and it told me. And my alternate is sculpture, because it's also worth a credit, and I want to make sure that I get my fine art credit done. Okay. So do you see how my total is now 6? So now I don't have a practical art credit done either. So I am going to choose sports marketing 1. And I know that's a half a credit because I looked it up. And my alternate is intro to child development, because I'm kind of interested in that, I guess, if I don't get sports marketing. And then lastly, I'm going to take health because almost all sophomores take health. But if I don't get health, I am going to be okay to take intro to business. Okay, now do you see how my form says 7 credits? That's what we're looking for, that column adds up to the right amount of credit. Okay, so yours will be, the directions on it for you to submit this assignment in Canvas are there. Okay, let me stop sharing. Where's my, there we go. Okay, what questions do you guys have about how to look up classes, how to fill out your form, where to get help? What do you want to know?
I'm asking and they say they don't have any questions at this point.
Okay.
Hold on one second. Oh, they're asking about how much credit you can earn during summer school.
Great question. You can take 2 classes and each one is worth half a credit. So the answer is 1 total credit. Great question.
When is the form due?
Good question. Probably be great if you have it somewhat done in 2 weeks. So we start picking forms up, I think on the 4th. I need to look at, I'm sorry, I can't remember. The 4th-ish of February. So even if on that day you weren't all the way done, we will just help you finish the form. And then we will put the classes in Power School. So please don't feel pressured. But the day we come back, we're going to be done to some extent.
I think we're good.
Okay.
Us too. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you.
So much. Come see us in the hall next week if you need help.
Woohoo. Sounds
Okay.
good, guys. Thank
Bye,
you.
guys. Thank you.